Hello everyone, my name is Cyrus, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be ranking my top 20 best tournaments that I have hosted. Now, before I get into the list, here is what will be on the list. Cyrus Sasuke 18 through 24, Joke Sasuke 1 to 5, Gske 1 to 5, Roblox Ninja Warrior Mini 1 and 2, and Mark's Minis Tournament 3. This list is my opinion, and basically what I did, I pretty much did similar to Bubba Ace's way of doing it, where I decided to do pro and cons. So if there's something I like about a tournament, it'll be a pro. If there's something I do not like, it'll be a con. And if there's something that was okay, it's going to be just an okay thing. It'll be in yellow. So with that said, I'm kind of basing this off of results, history, impact, just the general things. Tournament, editing, hosting, you get the point. You know how these things work. With that said, I don't think there's any more waiting. Let's get into the top 20 best tournaments of all time. In last place at number 20 is Mark's Minis Tournament 3, which originally aired in March or April of 2022 and was originally re-aired in September of 2023. This tournament was absolutely dreadful. For starters, only 7 competitors took on the course, which is also an odd number and a very low number of competitors to start out with. I don't know why Mark did that. 2, none of the competitors were notable outside of possibly Jamie Boy, because he was a bit known for his Roblox skill, but everyone else was a complete mystery. And of course, the bad results. Out of the 7 competitors, 2 of them failed the first obstacle, 1 of them failed the jump hang, 1 of them fell off the platform of the jump hang, and 2 competitors were able to complete the first stage in Jamie Boy and Caden ATN, also known as Jesse Wellens fan at the time. They both gave stage 2 a really terrible showing, with Caden going out on the double salmon ladder, while Jamie Boy unfortunately got screwed over by the unstable bridge. This tournament was a complete nightmare because Mark Stickleluke did not know how to record for some reason, and this tournament was an absolute nightmare. I hated it to record it, and it deserves the bottom of the list. At number 19 is the worst Gske tournament of all time, Gske Tournament 1, which aired on the 20th of December, 2022. This video aired on JIPG Productions YT YouTube channel, which was back in 2022 when it was there. Unfortunately, though, the channel is now deleted, so I'm going to have to go off the top of my head. Fortunately, though, I do have all the results listed on a notepad that I'm about to read out right now. But before that, I want to say that this is the only tournament that I did not compete in on Gske. However, I was able to be an obstacle demonstrator for the competitors, which was very good in my opinion. However, the results. For starters, only 9 competitors competed, which is not good, and also he couldn't have gotten 1 extra. And 2, the only notable name from this list that actually competed was Tackmeister11, who unfortunately failed the quad steps. But we did have notable future Gske stars that made their debuts in this tournament, such as A Fan of White and Last Ocean, as well as Cyan. But in the end, though, what makes this tournament even worse, or I guess what makes this tournament bad, is the results. Out of the 9 competitors, 4 competitors were able to beat stage 1, which sounds decent. These 4 names are Cyan, who later became very notable in future tournaments, Caden ATN, who started off his career with a decent run, Ninja Me Dude, who was really only notable in this tournament, and Rich Squigs, who had a clear on Cyrus Sasuke. However, stage 2 was an absolute nightmare, with 3 of the 4 competitors getting disqualified on the swap salmon ladder due to the DQ rule I made at the time, because I wanted to make stage 2 more interesting, and I thought we were only going to get one person to get DQ'd on the salmon ladder, but instead we had 3 people out of the 4 getting DQ'd, which honestly I was not expecting. I told Jacob to add the DQ rule, so sorry, but it was my fault to add that, but it turned out to be bad. However, one competitor was able to beat stage 2, Caden Etienne, as he was the only competitor to reach the 3rd stage. Sadly though, despite getting past the crazy cliffhanger, he would eventually be defeated by the vertical limit. So overall, it's not worse than Mark's Minis 3 with the editing and all, but honestly, this tournament was just not ideal. I did not like this tournament whatsoever, and even though I didn't like quote host, or like commentate, I still helped out with this tournament, and it still counts on the list, but I still don't like this tournament, and overall, the bad results just claim me way too much, and it deserves 19th place on the board. In 18th place is the worst Cyrus Sasuke tournament, Cyrus Sasuke Tournament 18, which happened in 2018, late 2018, and it was the first known Cyrus Sasuke tournament. I'm going to start off with some positives. First, future stars made their debuts in this tournament, such as Techmaster 11, Bowsy Pie, Min Ninja, Skyblades 14, and the Halo Ninja World Champion, V-Shrek. Only 20 competitors competed in this tournament, which is not bad, considering that in the past 17 tournaments that weren't really known, there were 30 competitors as opposed to 20. And we also got some decent results, as we saw 5 competitors defeat Stage 1 in Bowsy Pie, Min Ninja, V-Shrek, and 2 others that I forgot the names of. And on Stage 2, Min and Bao were able to reach the 3rd stage before they eventually failed on the Ultimate Cliffhanger and Hang Climb respectively. However, I cannot remember if this tournament was in episodes or runs in videos. I can't remember if I just showed one run in a video or it was actually an entire episode. And also, the editing was very dreadful indeed. In fact, whenever we got to Stage 3, I decided to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on a second iPad instead of editing it in. That is how dreadful editing was at the time, and I could not even believe it. I don't even think there was a clock on screen either, so we couldn't even tell if the dude timed out or whatever. Overall, a pretty not so good tournament and deserves 18th place on this list. At number 17 is the worst Joke Sasuke tournament, Joke Sasuke Tournament 3, which aired and premiered on the 22nd of October, 2022. I'm going to start with what I think was good about this tournament. First off, it was a renewal preceding Mr. Sunnyside Splash's total victory in Tournament 2, and therefore the course had to be completely renewed due to his total victory. 2, a Ninja Warrior of Roblox All-Star competing Kyle Ninja 3970, but unfortunately he would be defeated by the Beam Flipper. 3, it was a great competitor lineup containing Kyle Ninja 3970, Alpha VR 370, Techmaster 11, Bowling Ninja, V-Core Helix, Sunny, Speedy, Jazzy, and Rich. Number 4 and 5, the editing was amazing. You could clearly see it on the intro. And also, there was an increase of competitors due to the rule I made that if there was a total victory, the number of competitors would be increased by 5 and would allow more people to take on the course and try their hands at becoming Grand Champion. And in the end, it did have its fair share of moments. We did see Kyle make his only appearance on my course, as well as Bowling getting first place in this tournament, which is amazing. The only bad thing out of this tournament was the outcome, as all 10 competitors unfortunately met defeat on the first stage, and is the only tournament ever that I've hosted to end on the first stage. And 2, I couldn't really place a Bloodbath tournament at a higher placement than this, because I wouldn't consider a Bloodbath tournament as number, 10, only because, well, I just don't think it belongs in there. But this is still a good tournament with great moments, but unfortunately, due to the outcome, it needs to be in 17th place. In 16th place is the second worst Gske tournament, Gske Tournament 4, which premiered on the 1st of July, 2023. This tournament was, it was okay. First off, 26 competitors competed, not an ideal number, and also the reason why there had to be 26 competitors is to fix up the total run count, which after this tournament would be 75 runs in total. The first pro has to be the best fail in history. Here we go. The first decent aspect was the 3 very unfortunate timeouts. This kind of changed up the tournament a little bit, as we don't really see that many timeouts, but unfortunately DJ Jumpman, Galaxy Gamer, and J2G all got screwed over out of a clear, with J2G's case coming so close to clearing. But the first con of this tournament has to be the shocking fails. Now, I know you can't have a turn without shocking fails, but pretty much every star failed stage 1, outside of 2, including Takakun and a fan of white. And another decent con is the results, as 7 people beat stage 1, 2 people beat stage 2, and neither of them got to the final stage. But another con is Cyan just cannot beat stage 2. He's made it to this stage 3 times, and he's failed it every single time. I'm not saying it's your fault, Cyan, but please get better. But an actual positive is that we had a modification to an obstacle. The ultimate cliffhanger on stage 3 got modified due to Cyrus's attempt in the previous tournament. Actually, I shouldn't be talking in third person. My attempt, which included 2 bigger ledges to avoid auto jump so I don't get hit again, as well as the 5th ledge being more tiny to make it a lot more difficult to confiscate, and the 6th ledge being way further away to make it way more difficult. Another huge con is that for some reason the first place finisher August failed in the most weird way possible on a rest bar. And another con is I can't do a cliffhanger because I'm terrible and I need to get better at actual grabbing onto ledges. I am the worst at cliffhangers. Overall, it's not really an interesting tournament nor a good one, which is the reason why it deserves 16th place on the board. At number 15 is the first mini Roblox Ninja Warrior Mini Tournament 1, which aired on the 11th of March, 2023. I'm going to start off with a bad thing. First, the bad results. As out of the 10 competitors, only 2 people were able to clear, 1 got to the 3rd stage, and he was defeated by the vertical limit. But a huge pro is that we had a surprising clear from newcomer Siddeath, who cleared with over 32 seconds left on the clock. Another positive is that we got to see one of the best bloopers on my channel.
Our NES into the rolling balls, going on to the blue one, now the red one. Oh no, what's happening? Oh no! Oh no! No! NES! No! Come back! NES, please! Come back! What are you doing? Why are you rolling away from me? NES! No! He falls at the ball! He fails his practice attempt! No!
We unfortunately got to see a very shocking fail from Siddeath, including the loudest countdown in R&W history.
Although it's just a mini. He is the last man standing. How far can he go?
The outcome was indeed decent, with NES eventually failing the vertical limit, and TAC eventually nuking the course and bringing the tournament to an end. But another positive is that this was a great way to show placements as I ran the course and put the placements on screen. Definitely a great one. Overall, it was really not a good mini due to the bad results, but the outcome was okay, and it did have some great moments in the end, which results of this mini being in 15th place on the board. At number 14 is the third best Gske tournament, Gske Tournament 3, which aired on the 15th of April, 2023. I'm going to start off with a positive. First, the intro. Clearly a massive upgrade from Tournament 2, which, to be honest, I didn't really think had an intro. It was really bland. But this intro in the video was very good with the music and also all of the, videos with going over the stages. However, the first con is that the obstacle introduction wasn't really that good, with Jacob just running over the course and also me not explaining the obstacles that well. And another con is really bad editing, unfortunately. And another con is that Jacob ran on an ult and decided to fail the first obstacle. But a good thing is that we got better competitor profiles. As in Tournament 2, Jacob didn't even talk over the two competitor profiles of me and Caden. But this time we gave profiles to Cyan, Caden, me, Last Ocean, a fan of White, and even Janter G. And it proved much better. However, the shocking fails is the first okay part, as we saw the debut of Janter G in Gske, but sadly he failed the jump hang. Cyan had his only Stage 1 defeat, and as well as Tackmeister 11, aka the Jokoski 4 gold competitor at the time, unfortunately failing the jump hang as well. And apparently, Jacob doesn't know the difference between a newcomer and a rookie. They're both the same thing, it's just that American Ninja Warrior uses rookie, because they think that the newcomers are better labeled as rookie. So, oh well. And it was really embarrassing to commentate over myself. I don't know what happened there, but at least I made a good impression in the tournament, and I just don't like to commentate over myself. And Stage 2 was very shocking and very weird, as literally 7 of the competitors out of the 8 clears failed Stage 2. Unfortunately, that kind of sucked, as we saw people like Caden Bogard, we saw Last Ocean, Kfly100, a fan of White, and Noah all failing Stage 2 on either the Unstable Bridge or the Balance Tank. And Stage 3 was okay, even though it was just me and I failed the cliffhanger. Pretty lame. However, another positive is that Skyblades14 made a competitor list. I told him to do that, but he made a competitor list, and it actually looks pretty nicely. I like how he did it, and I have to give him a lot of credit for that, and it truly was a great thing to put on the video. The results were decent, as we did see 8 Stage 1 clears, which is pretty good, but only me was able to defeat Stage 2, which honestly is kind of embarrassing, guys. I cannot believe that I was the only one to beat Stage 2. And then eventually, of course, I had to fail the cliffhanger, so there's that. Overall, an okay tournament, but not really a good one, which forced me to put this in 14th place on the board. At number 13 is the worst total victory tournament on the list, Cyrus Sasuke Tournament 22, with the finale airing on the 10th of September 2022. Let's always start off something with a positive. For starters, there were 9 Stage 1 clears, most of them being newcomers, and most of them finally prevailing, such as Tackmeister 11, Longshot Arrow, and Jamie Dorino also clearing as well as Min Ninja and V Deren. However, unfortunately, 3 of the clears were alts, including Egg Dude, Yelling Snake, and Jordan, who all for two of them failed roulette row, and the other failing the balance tank, unfortunately. And overall, stage 2 was very bad, as only 4 competitors got past the roulette row, and 2 of them ended up clearing, with neither of them being a very surprising competitor. And also, we had Longshot Era's very embarrassing fail on the roulette row when he didn't even mount onto the obstacle, he failed the rest bar. However, a positive is that Kraft, aka the host of Kraft Sasuke, had a breakout performance, claiming 3rd place in the tournament, but sadly he would be defeated by the Wing Nut Alley. And also, TechMonster11, the host of Crazy Sasuke, finally was able to defeat Stage 1 on my course after 3 straight Stage 1 failures. It showed that he can become one of the best competitors in the future, and this was the beginning of his amazing story to him leading to become one of the best competitors of all time. But sadly, he would fail Roulette Row on his first Stage 2 appearance. Another bad thing is that I put Mr. 50 v. Deren first on Stage 3. The only reason why Deren was 50 is because Bouncy Pie did not compete. And unfortunately, Deren had a very shocking fail on the Doorknob Grasper after clearing Stage 3 in the previous tournament. And I mid-cut Min's 3rd stage run. What is wrong with me? That was a really bad decision considering that he cleared, and it just wasn't a good idea. It also doesn't help that Min Ninja was able to achieve total victory after 5 appearances and finally cementing himself as a champion, with making this the 4th tournament in a row that we saw a total victory at the end of the tournament. And also, editing and processing this finale was absolutely dreadful and horrible. There wasn't even a klaxon in. That's how bad it was. And also, just, alts clearing Stage 1, and although we did see a few notable names clear, such as Tak and Min, just overall, it just wasn't that good. Overall, not so good tournament, even though we did get 9 Stage 1 clears, but even though 3 of them were alts. And overall, just a not good finale, but it is a total victory tournament, which puts it automatically at 13th place. In 12th place is the 4th best Joke Sasuke tournament, Joke Sasuke Tournament 1, which aired on the 19th of December, 2021. I'm going to start off with a little bit of a backstory. First off, this course was originally meant to be for not-so-good competitors. Basically people that just can't do good on other courses. And there were only 5 competitors. 3 of them I never knew before this tournament. And really this course only started because of Jaden Cool 1, really. So, thanks to him. This also gave us the debut of Grand Champion Mr. Sunnyside Splash. I found him on a Rewind server, and I said, "Do you want to run?" And he said, "Sure." And then he started his career off. And unfortunately, my super quiet commentary was absolutely dreadful. I believe I recorded... I believe I commentated over this tournament when it was nighttime when my parents were asleep, so I think that could be the reason why. However, the pace is really quick. It's only a 15-minute long video, and there's only 5 people, so didn't really take that much out of my channel, did it? And the results were actually okay, especially for a 5-competitor tournament, as we saw 2 competitors beat Stage 1, Jaden Cool 1 and Mr. Sunnyside Splash, while Jaden unfortunately failed the board drop, and Sunny was able to beat Stage 2, before eventually he would be defeated by the cliffhanger. Overall, a pretty good tournament for the start of Joke Sasuke, which is why it deserves this high of a placement of number 12. At number 11 is the better Roblox Ninja Warrior Mini, Roblox Ninja Warrior Mini Tournament 2, which aired on the 25th of November, 2023. Let's start off with a positive. First off, there were new obstacles such as the Domino Hill, Block Run, and the Unstable Bridge. An okay aspect is that 8 out of the 10 competitors were newcomers. Some were notable, and some were competitors that have never competed on any of my courses before. It was nice to see all of them take on the course and see how far they could get, especially a few notable competitors. Speaking of notable, we saw 3 notable competitors: top mobile player Rich Squiggs, Sasuke 3 golden competitor Bowling, and Gske veteran Noah. The competitor profiles were very nice, especially the themes that I picked out for both of them. Sid Death got Jin Sato's theme due to her speed and consistency, while NES got a great theme. I forgot which one it was, but it was still a very solid nonetheless. However, what changed the term around is the shock unfortunate fail from Sid Death. She was able to make it to stage 2 in her last 2 appearances on my course, but sadly she was not able to repeat that as she failed the jump hang. And of course, there's also the shocking fail from NES, who made it to stage 3 in the previous mini, but sadly he could not repeat that success, and he would get 2nd place overall in this tournament. The really only con is that it's the same results just with a better outcome, as we still got 2 stage 1 clears and 1 stage 2 clear. However, the outcome was way better, with that outcome being Bowling achieving total victory and becoming the first competitor in the R&W Mini to achieve total victory. It was a great moment for him, especially considering that he never really rised up to the occasion on any course besides Sasuke. It was nice to see him finally get the spotlight after so long of waiting, considering he's been on Roblox for 10 years, and he finally got the spotlight he deserved. Overall, even though this is pretty similar to Mini 1, we did see more notable competitors and new competitors get far, shocking fails, and obviously a total victory, which puts this number 11 on the board. Taking the number 10 spot is the first ever Cyrus Sasuke Total Victory Tournament, Cyrus Sasuke Tournament 19, which happened in middle of 2019. As always, we start off with a positive. First, this was the first ever 50 competitor tournament, which was a massive jump from the previous tournament, 20 competitors. So we got to see a lot more competitors. Second, this was the debut of All-Star V Deren, who made it to stage 3 in this tournament, and proved to be a threat along the way. However, I can't remember any of the results outside of the people that beat stage 1, and I can't remember a few stage 2 results as well. But the results is an amazing thing. 7 stage 1 clears, 3 stage 2 clears, and a total victory from Bowsy Pie. Speaking of Bowsy Pie, he was able to achieve total victory with 3.5 seconds left on the clock, making him the first person in Cyrus Sasuke history to achieve total victory. And also, he ended the drought of 18 tournaments in a row without having a grand champion. Yes, I cannot believe it took that long, as the closest before him was Ninja Lol in Tournament 9, who came up short on the final stage. But the first okay thing is that stage 2 was okay. We saw Rich Squiggs and Skillful Jack unfortunately fail, I believe, the curtain obstacle, but I could be wrong. Unfortunately, I made the horrible mistake of not recording this tournament. I had no idea why, but I guess I just didn't have enough storage for it at the time, so there's that. Overall, a fantastic tournament, being the first ever Total Victory tournament, which puts this number 10 on the board. At number 9, we have one of the most recent Cyrus Sasuke tournaments, Cyrus Sasuke Tournament 23, with the finale airing on the 25th of February, 2023. As always, let's start off with a positive. First off, this was the debut of the Demon, who got introduced due to Min's total victory in Tournament 22, and it actually turned out to be a great idea. Some people called him my evil demon brother, while others called it a lore. Definitely a fantastic addition. The first okay thing was 70 competitors were in this tournament. The reason why that needed to be done is because before this tournament, we were at 750 total runs. So after this tournament, I would be at 800, and the next 2, I would have 100 competitors run. But Another good thing is that we saw one of the best bloopers in Cyrus Sasuke history. This was also the debut of Gske current reigning grand champion K-Fly 100, which was at least good for the time anyway, but it was nice to see him take on the course and see how far he could go. And unfortunately, Rich Wiggs keeps having his struggles to get his second Stage 1 clear, as he's only cleared once in Tournament 19, but he just can't seem to do it again. I really hope that he will be able to clear in future tournaments, and hopefully he will get better at my courses eventually. So good luck, Rich. The next fantastic thing was this was the debut of current reigning grand champion of Cyrus Sasuke, Janter G, who got a lot of hype due to his Alpha Ninja Warrior success from Season 1, where he was able to get runner-up. And not only that he got a competitor profile and a lot of hype in this tournament, he also got another surprise.
3, 2, 1, go!
Another bad thing is that we had a lost run episode. I forgot these two competitors, especially NES, I do apologize, but unfortunately he would be defeated by the downhill jump. Another good thing is that my school friend competed, showing that at least school friends care about me, but he didn't really do as well, unfortunately, so that kind of sucked. However, another bad thing is that there were so many shocking fails from the likes of Elemental, DJ Dilly, A Thunderbird, NES, V Cora Kiwix, Yaz, Alpha, Freemo Direct, Fanny Bear, Crushery, Bowling, Longshot Michael, the list goes on and on. And of course, no one can forget about Sunny failing the first obstacle. Despite being Choke Sasuke Grand Champion, he just couldn't get past the first obstacle and shocked me and pretty much everyone else in the premiere. However, the clear boards were very nice. Special thanks to Skyblades 14, it actually looks pretty nice. However, Stage 2 was absolutely dreadful. In fact, all 6 competitors easily cleared and made Stage 2 look like a joke. So because of that, I literally had to fast forward everyone. It was boring and no one wanted to watch everyone clear. It was a shame. It was boring. No one liked it. I didn't like it. It was absolutely dreadful. However, at least Stage 3 made up for that because the Trust Junction was really the big roadblock in everyone's way, as only 2 competitors beat it. One of those competitors was, of course, Janter G, who broke out and was able to reach the final stage, being the 5th different competitor in Sasuke history to reach the final stage. Sadly, though, Grand Champion Min Ninja unfortunately could not reach the final stage for the 3rd tournament in a row and failed Stage 3 for the first time since Tournament 20. And he could not become a 2-time Grand Champion in Tournament 23. The final stage timeline was absolutely amazing. I liked how I did it, even though we couldn't get the actual people intended. I had to chart as them and whatever, but it was still a good timeline nonetheless, and it was very good. Also, Janter's walk to the final stage was absolutely amazing and needed to be there because of dramatic effect. However, unfortunately, he could not defeat the final stage and ended the streak of total victory tournaments. There's also a good and bad thing. Good because there's no winner in the 5th tournament in a row, and bad because, well, I would have liked to see Janter achieve total victory. Overall, this tournament was a pretty good tournament, and definitely, finally didn't get to see the same people clearing again. Overall, a fantastic tournament, well-deserved, of 9th place on the board. At number 8 is the second best Gske tournament, Gske Tournament 2, with the finale airing on the 18th of March, 2023. As always, we start off with something positive. First off, the results. 12 Stage 1 clears, 9 Stage 2 clears, 2 finalists, and sadly, no total victory. However, it was a pretty good results based off of the tournament. 2, notable competitors made their debut in this tournament, such as myself, and as well as K-Fly 100. And we saw amazing comeback performances, especially from the two finalists, Last Ocean and A Fan of White, considering that A Fan of White failed the first obstacle in Tournament 1, making the final stage in this tournament. There were 15 competitors, which is actually fine. I don't mind having 15 competitors, and it was decent enough. However, the first bad thing is that 3 people had to withdraw on stage 3. These 3, I believe, included Dr. Ninja 64, Jack the Ninja, and I forgot the other person. And also there was a bit of problems over White's final stage run. Originally in the video, it looked like that he achieved total victory, but I didn't look at it as that, so I timed him, and it turned out that he actually cleared it in 21 seconds. And also, Stage 1 and Stage 2 were pretty dreadful, only because of the amount of clears. And also, 3 people had to withdraw on Stage 3, so that was also very bad. And what makes things even worse is that there was a Lost Runs episode on Stage 2, where KFly100 and someone else, unfortunately, got their clears cut. Overall, a pretty good tournament, even though there were a few problems down the line, but still not a bad tournament. Second best Gske tournament of all time, and well deserves of 8th place on the board. Taking the number 7 spot is the third best Joke Sasuke tournament, Joke Sasuke Tournament 2, with the finale airing on the 17th of March of 2022. For once, I'm actually going to start off with a negative. First off, Jazzy failed the first jump, which was honestly very disappointing considering that she reached the 3rd obstacle in the previous tournament, and the fact that she couldn't make it past the first jump, well, it kind of sucked. Newcomer, Sid Bag 1, doesn't know what the next obstacle was. He was standing on the platform for like 15 seconds, and clearly he didn't know that he had to climb up the cargo net and clear, and this probably would have been his only ever clear on my course, but sadly he just didn't know what to do on the course. However, a positive thing is that thankfully we did get 3 clears on stage 1, with all of them being the last 3 runners in Crushery, Jaden, and of course Sunny. And the results moving forward in this tournament proved to be even greater than Tournament 1. And it was actually pretty good. And there were also some modified and new obstacles, especially on stages 2 and 3, including the peg jumps, the chew jumps, the red jumps, a modified cliffhanger, modified spider flip, energy coils, and as well as jump alley. And all the obstacles were pretty good. And, I did like them, so yeah, pretty good modifications, pretty good obstacles, and yeah. However, this did make stages 2 and 3 pretty boring, considering that all 3 competitors easily cleared the first 3 stages. But then again, if that didn't happen, then the final stage wouldn't be as entertaining, and it's why it's in yellow, because it wouldn't be entertaining for this. And there was music on the final stage. I believe it was Burnout, which was on the Ninja Warrior 1 final stage in the Newgrounds game. If you haven't checked that out, you may as well go and play. It's very good. And of course, you can't forget about Mr. Sunnyside Splash getting his own total victory, his own Kanzen Seiha, which was very impressive for him at the time, and still very impressive to this day, as he is now one of only 2 competitors to achieve total victory on Joke Sasuke, and cementing himself as arguably the best Joke Sasuke competitor of all time. Overall, an amazing tournament with an amazing total victory and good results, which, it's good. And you can't take that away from this tournament, which puts it in 7th place on the board. At number 6 is the third best Cyrus Sasuke tournament, Cyrus Sasuke Tournament 21, with the finale airing on the 5th of July of 2021. Let's start off with a positive once again. First off, it was a 50 competitor tournament once again, and it proved to be a good one. It had amazing moments, and also it saw Bowsy Pie and Tackmaster 11 appear. However, the first bad thing is that only the finale got uploaded. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I didn't upload the first 4 episodes, but I mean, I guess it was just a lack of motivation. I guess at the time, my iPad only allowed me to upload the finale, which is probably the most important episode. And there were only 5 Stage 1 clears: Addison Judith, Skillful Jack, and the 3 All-Stars, V Deren, Min Ninja, and Bowsy Pie, with Addison failing Stage 2, and Skillful Jack failing Stage 3, and was made an All-Star after this tournament, for some reason. However, the other 3 competitors, as I mentioned, the All-Stars, all 3 of them were able to easily complete the 3rd stage, and advance to the final stage. V Deren and Min Ninja for the first time, and Bowsy Pie for his 3rd consecutive time, which is very impressive. A new record of 26 competitors failed on the Double Twister, which was the second obstacle in Stage 1, which took out notable names like Mark, Stick, Luke, and even Sasuke Grand Champion Tackmeister 11. Also, Addison's breakout performance is amazing, as he honestly completed one of the hardest first stages Cyrus Sasuke has to offer. And of course, you cannot forget about Bowsy Pie's 3rd consecutive total victory, which was probably the best of the 3 total victories he's had. And, I mean, there's a reason why. 3rd consecutive. Insane. Overall, a fantastic tournament with good results, one of the best total victories of all time, and definitely cements itself as 6th place on the board. At number 5 is the second best Cyrus Sasuke tournament, Cyrus Sasuke Tournament 20, which took place around mid to late 2020. As always, let's start off with a positive. First off, there were 50 competitors once again, which was very nice to see. I love having 50 competitors take on the course. Second, there were qualifiers and semifinals, which honestly was very nice. And we did use the A&W format, top 3 move on, then top 15, and then you get the point. 3, the results. We saw a lot of qualifying clears, a few semifinal clears, and we did see 3 Stage 1 clears, 3 Stage 2 clears, 1 Stage 3 clear, and a total victory. And there was also a Power Tower, which in the end, Skyblades 14 was able to defeat Bowsy Pie and get the prize on the Power Tower, which was very good. And there were 7 episodes as opposed to 5, just, I guess, longer. However, there were sad and funny fails, such as someone failing the first obstacle, and unfortunately DJ Dilly as well failing the first obstacle. Also, only the All-Stars were able to beat Stage 1, which kind of sucks because, you know, it's a pretty boring time when only the best competitors clear. And the Skip Pass was added, which basically means you can skip Stage 1 or 2 of your choosing, which Skyblade got the option. He failed the second obstacle in Stage 1, got to skip it, and then eventually he would fail the 4th obstacle on Stage 2. And also, the game was made by Bowsy Pie. I don't know what I was thinking, and clearly, I guess back then I didn't have a brain cell to indicate that Bowsy Pie would have achieved total victory in his own game, which kind of lessens the fact that, you know, in the end, I was an idiot, and he actually did achieve his 2nd total victory. And speaking of his 2nd total victory, it is what I mentioned. I mean, it's in yellow because, well, I mean, it's his own game. It kind of sucks, honestly, that he won in his own game. But then again, it's kind of my fault, so, you know, it's whatever. But it was still a very nice total victory for him to achieve his 2nd total victory on. Overall, a fantastic tournament with great qualifiers and overall great episodes, which puts this 5th place on the board. At number 4 is the second best Joke Sasuke tournament, Joke Sasuke Tournament 5, which aired on the 18th of November of 2023. Let's start off with a positive. First off, the intro. It was very creative to me because basically what this intro is basically me having a dream of winning American Ninja Warrior, which to this day only 3 people have ever won the $1 million on. So I dreamed of myself winning the $1 million, and also I had to try and get the button and make Sasuke 5 official. Second, the course was able to get modified, including new obstacles like the step pillar, the dragon glider, the coin flip, the vine climb, the frame fitter, the sidewinder, and the inclusion of split decision, even though only one side got chosen out of the 2 competitors that made it there, but whatever. However, the first bad thing is that Alpha unfortunately got flashbacks to Rising Ninja Warrior 4. Granted, he didn't fail the first jump, but he still failed the first obstacle, which honestly kind of sucks. And I feel bad for him because, Alpha's one of my favorite people on Roblox, and I would love to see him get further in the future. And we had the return of Cyrus Sasuke All-Star v. Deren, which was absolutely amazing to see. Daren's one of my favorite competitors of all time, so I'm really glad to see him come back and actually reach the 3rd stage, being one of only 3 competitors to do so. So I'm very happy for his return. However, the shocking fails are really shocking, including people like Jacob, Rich Wigs, Dr. Furry 64, Skillful Jack, the return of Skillful Jack, and the finalist from the previous tournament, Lucky, which was very heartbreaking and very sad. However, the interviews were mostly voice, which I was very proud about because, I was glad to see everyone's voice get out there. And we also had some amazing bloopers. Take a look.
I swear, Jenser, stop getting off the bed.
Tak taking on the curtain clink high. Wait, Tak, wait, how did he get up there? What is he doing? Tak, what did... Okay, Tak going on to the second set. Wait, Tak, no, he's at the top again. No, Tak, what are you doing? Why are the spots? No! Tak about to climb to Tak line. Tak goes right. No, he's dead, no, he's dead, no!
However, despite seeing many newcomers break out in this tournament, we have to give credit to both Coop Curtis 2 and Rob, who both got tied 4th place this tournament and both came up short of the last jump on stage 2. However, what sucks is that they are rumored to be alts, and you know me, I hate having alts run my courses, so I really hope they're not alts. We saw a bit of controversy in Madison's second stage run where she basically almost failed the brick climb, but then she failed the cannonball swing. And also, stage 2 was very deadly, including shocking fails that pretty much made me scream. Sideth, Bowling, and Janter G all failed stage 2 in this tournament, which made me cry and made me scream, and my throat was not good after this tournament. Thankfully, stage 3 was amazing, even though it only had 3 competitors, but it was still a pretty good 3rd stage overall. However, Sunny's final jump fail has so much emotional impact. When he did that, I was in tears because I really wanted him to reach the final stage and potentially get his second total victory. That's just how emotional I feel. But sadly, it didn't happen. However, I can hold my head up high thanks to Takmeister 11 getting his redemption from Tournament 4 and cementing himself as a grand champion, achieving Kanzen Seiha, becoming the second competitor in Sasuke history to achieve Kanzen Seiha, so well done to him. However, what's kind of bad is that he didn't want a total victory interview for some reason. I mean, he was already pretty bored of them, and also, I don't think anyone noticed that there wasn't one, so that's kind of good. Also, the tower getting destroyed was absolutely amazing. Just look at this. It looks amazing. Oh my god, it's falling down. And I always wanted to do something like this for Cyrus Sasuke, but I couldn't because the tower was massive. So thankfully, we had a lot smaller tower to get destroyed. So that was very nice indeed. Overall, a fantastic tournament, a great total victory, and also great results even if Stage 2 was very deadly. But still, I like seeing new people break out and also Tak achieving total victory, which puts this 4th place on the board. Claiming the bronze medal is the best Gske tournament, Gske Tournament 5, which aired on the 9th of December of 2023. Let's start off with an okay thing. First off, Sunny was number 1 in this tournament. He asked for the number, which is why I gave it to him. Because why not? So that's why it's in yellow. However, the first bad thing is that we literally had the exact same obstacle introduction for Stage 1 as the last tournament in Gske 4, which kind of sucks. However, the results. 21 people beat Stage 1, 12 people beat Stage 2, 3 finalists, and a total victory, which honestly are very impressive results, especially for this type of tournament. This also set the 4th highest ever clear record in RNW history, only beaten by Ninja of Roblox 3 and 7, and even the original 7 as well. And a lot of notable names competed, such as Mixkin, Bowling, myself, A Fan of Y, August, and the return of Last Ocean. All of them are very notable names. We got to do fast forwards on the first 3 stages because we couldn't, obviously with 21 clears, we couldn't fit them all in. And also I didn't want the video to be over 2 hours. So we decided to have some fast forwards on the first 3 stages. However, the shocking fails for the first 2 stages, as Bowling failed the jump hang, which was very shocking at the time. DJ Jumpman was looking to clear, but sadly he failed the jump hang. And also, veteran Noah, unfortunately, also failed the jump hang. Also, the day and night runs were also mixed around, which kind of sucked, honestly. That was not good, and I didn't like it that way because... well, I could make the excuse that before this we didn't know that these people were going to clear, but, you know, it's whatever. However, the profiles were absolutely amazing, an absolute upgrade from Tournament 4, and also we got more of them, especially for people like Alpha and the last 5 competitors in Last Ocean, A Fan of White, G, August, and myself. But another bad thing is that Cyan recorded my run on his phone, which makes the footage looks all weird, and I don't really personally like that, in my opinion. Another bad thing is that Sunny failed Stage 2 for the first time ever. Before this, he had 4 out of 4 on Joke Sasuke, and 1 for 1 on Cyrus Sasuke. He couldn't go 6 for 6. And Stage 2 was actually very fun. We got to see a lot of people fail pretty much all across the board. Failed like the Unstable Bridge, the Double Salmon Ladder, and the Balance Tank. We even got a wall lift timeout by, unfortunately, Glowcombs, which was very disappointing. But hopefully he will be able to rebound in the future. But Cyan just can't get past Stage 2. And honestly, the more he fails, the more heartbreaking it gets. And the fact that he gets so close to Stage 3 every single time, he just cannot do it. And, I mean, I hope Cyan will prevail in the future, but, you know, sucks to be him, you know. I wish he cleared Stage 2. Oh, well. And we got Alpha on Stage 3! Oh my god, I bet no one would believe it, but yeah, Alpha got to Stage 3. Fortunately, he actually almost beat the cliffhanger, but unfortunately he couldn't do it. And we also had 3 finalists for the first time since Gske 2. Kfly100, A Fan of White, and August. And of course, I can't do a cliffhanger, don't blame me. I'm so bad at the cliffhanger, goddammit. And we had 4 commentators for this tournament. Myself, Cyan, Janter G, and Jacob, aka JIP Productions YT. And most people like Janter because, well, he didn't care at all. And he also said things that shouldn't be on the channel, but whatever. And of course, you can't forget about Cody's total victory. Very impressive, and I would not be surprised if he got a second one, but well done to him. And ending the barrier of becoming the first grand champion. Also, another bad thing is that I heard his keyboard sounds going into his mic, which wasn't very good for the interview, and also kind of made it unfortunate. bad. Overall, a fantastic tournament with record-breaking clear numbers and also fantastic results, newcomers coming off, and honestly, if this tournament didn't have a total victory, it would be low, but thankfully it did, which puts it at the bronze place at number 3. Claiming the silver medal is the best Cyrus Sasuke tournament, Cyrus Sasuke Tournament 24, with the finale airing on the 7th of October of 2023. As always, we start off with a positive. First off, there were 100 competitors, which I was super grateful for, and I'm very proud that I was able to get 100 competitors to take on the Cyrus Sasuke course to see how they would fare. 2, we got the first clear very quickly with Last Ocean at number 12 compared to Tournament 23's Reacher's Beige Token at number 20. Unfortunately, we saw a very sad fail from DJ Jumpman. It was also shocking because, well, he came close to clearing in Gske Tournament 4, and I kind of made it look like a big deal, and that's what I did here. Really sad fail from DJ, though. However, episode 1 was absolutely dreadful quality, and the reason is, before the tournament, before this was uploaded, I accidentally made this video public instead of putting it on Premiere, and then I accidentally deleted the episode, and then I had to try and get the video back and, re-upload it. It was a nightmare. I hated it. And we also saw a copycat failure. The champ! We saw a surprising appearance from Muffin Power, who is known for doing Totally Kate's Women of Ninja Warrior competitions, but I'm glad to see her show up and actually do pretty decent on the course. And also, it was the first time ever in Cyrus Sasuke history that we had an episode with no clears in it. At least before this, every single episode had at least one clear in it, so that kind of sucked. Thankfully, though, HawksFan 2016 was able to end the record-breaking 44 fails in a row and complete stage 1 at number 75 when the previous person, Lyric, did that at number 30, which is an absolute ridiculous gap. And also, we saw a very surprising clear from Dr. Furry 64, who, going into this tournament, he was not expecting to clear, and also he had no hope. But thankfully, he was able to pull through and produce one of the biggest shocks, being one of only 7 people to complete the first stage. Unfortunately, we saw a very shocking retirement run in Mark Stick Luke when he just fell off the 5th step and ultimately decided to retire from RNW. And we saw very shocking fails across episode 3, including Mark Stick Luke, It's Me Ninja, Freemo Direct, Thunderbird, Dr. Ninja, Michael NES, and a fan of White. Speaking of Michael, he completely missed the trust when exiting the Double Dipper. I cannot believe he did that. Wow. However, episode 4 had 10 profiles. Every competitor got a profile. It was necessary, but, I think it was a good idea. But, it's in yellow because I might have questioned it. And we also saw surprising appearances from Joke Sasuke 1 runner-up Jaden Cool 1 and Halo Ninja Warrior Tournament 9 Grand Champion Just One Player aka V-Shrek. But sadly, both of them would be defeated by Stage 1. And Min Ninja failed Stage 1 for the first time ever in his Cyrus Sasuke career after having 6 consecutive Stage 1 clears in a row and missing out on a record-breaking 7th. Also, the Stage 2 interviews were mostly text, which was fine. If they want to do text, that's fine. If they want to do voice, that's fine. I completely don't mind. But, it's in yellow because I would have liked to see more voices. And Stage 2 was actually very fun. There were brand new obstacles, such as the the revolving boulder and the return of the wingnuts. And sadly, 2 people failed the wingnuts and 1 failed the evolving boulder. And also, Tak's creativity definitely gets a highlight, as he comes up with amazing things, like, obviously he makes the smiley face, he does creative intros, he does bloopers, he's a really talented competitor, he's just very fun in general, and I respect him for that. And also, Stage 3 was very record-breaking. Even though all 3 people cleared, still, Tackmeister 11 and Sunnyside Splash became the first and second competitor to reach the final stage on both Cyrus Sasuke and Joke Sasuke, as well as being the 6th and 7th different competitors to reach the final stage, and Ginger G becoming the 3rd different competitor to reach the final stage 2 tournaments in a row. And the final stage timeline was absolutely amazing. I loved it, and I loved how I did it as well, showing off all the different towers. And also the mini profiles before the final stage was also pretty good as well. Especially for, Janter and Tack, and also Sunny. I'm glad for, all 3 of them reaching the final stage, and, yeah, it was very nice. Also, showing Janter G's fails in the lead-up to, obviously, what was going to happen, it was very nice, and it was kind of like a little timeline to suffer for all the failures and then get the big moment. Also, me screaming in the final stage run of Janter was 100% needed and was amazing. And of course, Janter G's total victory, Kanzen Seiha. It was emotional. It was the best moment ever in Cyrus Sasuke history. Everyone loved it. Most people love it. I love it. Gabe loves it. Obviously, Janter loves it. Most people love it. And Janter is well-deserved of achieving total victory, being the 3rd different competitor to achieve total victory. Also, his interview was very emotional, as the music kind of fitted in, even though it was copyright, but whatever. It was very emotional, and, I think I was in tears when, I heard this music when I was editing this, video, and also, Gabe told me it was emotional, and, it was very emotional. And also, Janter told his story about how he tried to get on Cyrus like Tournament 20, but he could not get on, to now being a grand champion. So I was in tears, and I loved it. I also asked him what he was going to spend the Robux on, and he said he was going to spend it on a healing item in Jata. So I hope he used that thing well, and it was a great interview. Also, the demon dying was absolutely amazing. I was going to make the decision that as soon as someone was able to achieve total victory, the demon would die. And it was amazing. And that's why the demon is the most evil person, the most evil lore in Cyrus Sasuke history. Definitely a highlight, and definitely one of the greatest moments in Cyrus Sasuke history. Overall, a fantastic tournament with a great Kanzen Seiha, and also record-breaking results, which gives us the silver medal, placing it at number 2 on the board. Taking the gold medal is the best Joke Sasuke tournament of all time, and the best tournament that I've ever hosted in my R&W career, Joke Sasuke Tournament 4, which premiered on April Fool's Day, aka April 1st of 2023. It's time for a lot of positives. First off, the flashback, going back to everyone just suffering in Tournament 3, and kind of a lead up to what was about to come in this tournament. 2, we saw Cool Boy surprisingly defeat Stage 1, which doesn't happen in his career. He barely clears Stage 1 on any course, but I'm glad to see him finally clear on an actual good course. Also, he had a reaction. Take a look.
Oh my goodness. And clear. Well done, Cool.
Yes! Oh my gosh! It took almost 5 years for me to finally get a Stage 1! Jeez! It only took 5 years!
And the best part of it all 10 competitors defeated Stage 1. I just laughed because we went from a tournament to having no clears to having all 10 easily clear. Super funny. And we saw Lucky make a surprising appearance after being only known for his Cray Sasuke 17 final stage run, but thankfully he was able to make an appearance here and defeat Stage 1 with the fastest time. Also, Tackmeister 11 getting his redemption from Tournament 3, failing the Tarzan ropes, to now clearing Stage 1 for the first time in his Joke Sasuke career. So well done to Tackmeister 11. Also, we saw Crushery make a return, which was very nice indeed after missing Tournament 3, but he was able to come back and defeat Stage 1 once again, so very nicely done job to him, and, wouldn't be surprised if he got to the final stage again. And the Stage 2 interviews were actually equal between text and voice. Not everyone got an interview, but it was very nice to see people have, voices, also people having text. It was actually very fun. What was also fun was Stage 2, as the double twister proved to be major chaos for Jacob and Furry, while Cool sadly failed the metal spin, but everyone else cleared. And Rich surprisingly getting the fastest time was also very shocking. I didn't think he was going to do it, but he turned out to be the only competitor to defeat the Klaxon and subsequently get the fastest time. So good on you, Rich. Also, Bowling just barely scraped through. It was very close, but thankfully he was able to clear. But just a tenth of a second left, but thankfully he was able to complete Stage 2 and move on to the third stage. Also, Stage 3 was absolutely incredible. The cliffhanger being the most dominant, and also the curtain cling taking out one person. And of course, we saw Lucky obliterate the third stage into pieces, going through it like it was no problem, and becoming the fourth different competitor in Joke Sasuke history to reach the final stage, proving why that he is a contender in the future. But sadly, the list of pros has to come to an end with our first con, which is Tack's hammer problem. The hammers were being extremely annoying, so we had to get rid of them for Tournament 5. And also, Tack speedrunning the cliffhanger was also really good. I mean, I'm glad, he went out of his way to not go slow on Stage 3, and he just sped run through the cliffhanger, so that's a nice positive as well. And it doesn't add on to the fact that he was able to beat Stage 3 as well, which is very great, so well done to him. He's very happy. Sadly, Crushery had to withdraw on Stage 3 due to personal reasons that I don't want to mention, but it does suck to not see him take on Stage 3. I'm gonna say this right now. He actually did take on Stage 3 after this tournament happened, but sadly, he was another victim of the cliffhanger. Also, the cliffhanger was dominant, taking out Rich, Janter, and Bowling. And also, Sunny's heartbreaking curtain cling fail was very emotional, and it kind of made me cry a little bit as well. It was very sad. I really thought he could make the final stage, really thought he could have gotten his second total victory, but just didn't happen. And also, his interview was emotional. I like emotional things, regardless if it's failure or succeeding. Obviously, succeeding is the better thing, but when, and also, Sunny was crying during this interview. Like, if you hear in the video, he was in tears. He was, very sad. I could feel it in him. It's very sad, and I was kind of crying along the way in editing as well. It was so emotional, and I just loved emotional things, and Sunny is definitely a part of that group. Also, recapping the final stage, the first version, I should say, was pretty good, seeing, Crusher, Jaden, and obviously Sunny winning. That was very nice, and I was glad to go back to the version 1 final stage. Also, the tower looked way better than Tournament 3, in design-wise anyway, because in Tournament 3, it was absolutely tiny, and it was just a rope climb, but thankfully we implemented this final stage, and it was a lot better. Also, Tack's unfortunate heartbreaking defeat, missing total victory by a fraction of a second. It's yellow, because, good, because there's a good side and a bad side. Good, because, well, if he won, then, it would have been the perfect tournament, but also would have been bad to have a winner after 2 tournaments, and bad because, well, it's very heartbreaking. And also, his interview was emotional and amazing, comparing the music, and also in the background, and also the smiley face in the background, and also him chatting for about 3 minutes, and it was just an amazing ride, and definitely worthy of being a good tournament. Overall, the best tournament of all time. Great results, great moments, great emotional moments, great obstacles. The list can just go on and on and on and on and on. Well deserved of the gold medal, and it is officially the best tournament I have ever hosted in my R&W career, taking the gold medal at number 1. And with that, we have come to the end of the top 20 best tournaments ranked. Thank you all so much for watching this video, but I want to hear your list. I want to hear your opinions about this list. I want to hear your list in the comments down below. It doesn't have to be all 20. It can be a top 10, a top 5, a top 3, or even your favorite tournament ever. You can explain reasons if you want. I don't mind. And this would not be possible for all the competitors who competed in each of these 20 tournaments that has happened. So I want to give a special shout out to all of those people who have competed in those 20 tournaments. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to bring more better tournaments to you guys in the future. With that said, I'm Cyrus, aka Gaming 2, signing off. Until then, I will see you all in the next video. Gaming 2, signing off. Guys.